So the Skull Trooper is expected to return here in Fortnite, and when it does, I wanted to go ahead and give a lucky subscriber of mine the Skull Trooper skin for absolutely free. So if you guys would like to win the Skull Trooper here in Fortnite, make sure that you guys drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below that you want this skin, and one of you guys may just win. What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifters, and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video here on my channel. Today I am coming at you guys with a super exciting video because in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Skull Trooper making a return here in Fortnite. In today's video we're going to be taking a closer look at a ton of evidence suggesting that the Skull Trooper may be returning sometime later this month, and I'm going to be letting you guys know what specific day we may expect to see the Skull Trooper returning here in the item shop. Now, as you guys know, and as you guys can tell, I obviously have the Skull Trooper, and because of that, I'm going to be letting you guys know my thoughts and opinions regarding the Skull Trooper potentially returning almost a year later since I bought it. Now, before we do get started with today's video, I do want you guys to let me know right now down in the comment section below if you guys have the Skull Trooper. Do you guys have this skin in your locker? If you guys don't, let me know if this is a skin that you guys really want, and if you guys are gonna buy it if it does in fact come to the item shop. So to go ahead and get started with today's video, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are already aware, we are currently in the month of October, and because of that, we all know later this month is the holiday of Halloween. Now, already, with the Season 6 Battle Pass, Epic Games has already introduced a ton of Halloween-themed things into the game, whether that's skins, whether that's spooky music that you can equip into the main menu. On top of that, all around the entire Fortnite map, there have started to be Halloween decorations popping up. You can see these decorations over at Pleasant Park, over in Tilted Towers, and I can only assume that as these weeks progress and as we get closer to Halloween, more and more Halloween decorations are inevitably going to be popping up around the entire Fortnite map. Now, I can only assume that Epic Games has something extremely exciting planned for Halloween, and for those of you who may or may not remember, back in October of 2017, Epic Games introduced the first ever major update here in the game. This was the Fortnitemares update, and of course, this was in response to Halloween being the first ever holiday that Fortnite Battle Royale had experienced. Now, obviously, the Fortnitemares update was a very long time ago, and it was actually included in the patch of Volume 1.8 update here in Fortnite Battle Royale. And as I'm sure a lot of you guys are already aware, just the other day, we received the very first content update of the 6.0 patch update. So obviously, the 1.8 patch update was a very long time ago. And for those of you who don't know, we are about 3 weeks away from the 1-year anniversary of the Fortnitemares update, because back in October of 2017, the Fortnitemares update dropped on October 25th. So obviously, with the first ever Fortnitemares update, it introduced a ton of unique things into the game, one of which being the new leaderboard system. On top of that, it introduced a very awesome spooky background into the Fortnite menu. And of course, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know and why you guys clicked on this video, Epic Games introduced for the very first time two very awesome skins into the item shop, the Ghoul Trooper and the Skull Trooper. So, while the Fortnitemares update was released on October 25th, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Ghoul Trooper and the Skull Trooper weren't actually made available into the item shop until the next day on October 26th. On top of that, according to the data, the Skull Trooper has actually seen the item shop a total of 7 times, as I mentioned, the first of which being on October 26th, and the last time that the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper were actually added into the item shop was back in November of 2017, because back in November, on November 26th, Fortnite posted this over on Twitter. They said, the Skull and Ghoul Troopers are back in the item shop for the last time this Fortnitemares. How spooky will your squad be? So of course, as I just mentioned, the data indicates that both the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper have actually been in the item shop a total of 7 times in a 4-week span, the last day of which they were in the item shop was last November 26th, 2017. Now, I do want you guys to closely listen to what that tweet just said. It said, the Skull and the Ghoul Troopers are back in the item shop for the last time this Fortnitemares. Again, the Fortnitemares update was the very first major update that we have had here in Fortnite. Of course, it was the major holiday update, and as I mentioned, Halloween was the very first holiday that Fortnite Battle Royale had ever experienced. So of course, we are less than 3 weeks away from when the first Fortnitemares update was released here in Fortnite, and it is going to be very interesting to see what Epic Games has decided to do with the Skull Trooper, with the Ghoul Trooper, and with the second Fortnitemares update here in Fortnite. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, Epic Games has constantly reintroduced holiday-themed skins into the item shop long after that holiday has taken place. Just to go ahead and name a couple of holiday-themed skins, for example, that we have seen numerous times in the item shop months after the holiday had already taken place. This includes the St. Patrick's Day themed skins, the Easter themed skins, and of course, the holiday themed skins that have been in the item shop more than any other skin is the Valentine's Day themed skins. On top of that, we have seen multiple rotations of other holiday themed skins, including the Chinese Lunar New Year skins, and we have also seen the Independence Day themed skins multiple times in the item shop. Surprisingly, there are actually 2 holiday themed skins that have never made a reappearance into the item shop months after their holiday had already taken place. This includes the Christmas themed skins, and of course, the main topic of today's video being the Halloween themed skins. So of course, Epic Games is not afraid to reintroduce holiday-themed skins into the item shop months after that holiday had already taken place. However, it is going to be very interesting because of course, Halloween is actually the very first holiday that will be making a reappearance here in Fortnite, because for those of you who don't know, the Battle Royale portion of Fortnite was actually released 1 year and 1 week ago. So of course, no other holidays have been repeated here in Fortnite Battle Royale, so Halloween is going to be the very first, and it is going to be very interesting to see whether or not Epic Games will reintroduce the Skull Trooper and even the Ghoul Trooper into the item shop 1 year after they had already made an appearance. So we do go back to the tweet that Fortnite posted on Twitter back in November of 2017. They said, the Skull and Ghoul Troopers are back in the item shop for the last time this Fortnitemares. So it only makes sense that from this tweet, they had actually been planning a year in advance to release a second Fortnitemares update, and I can only assume that this is going to be an annual thing. So we do have our second annual Fortnitemares update expected to be released sometime later this October. Unfortunately, we don't actually have any absolute confirmation coming from Epic Games or coming from the Fortnite Twitter account confirming that a second Fortnitemares update is expected to drop here in Fortnite. However, indicated from the tweet that they posted about a year ago, a second Fortnitemares update is only possible in just a couple of weeks. So because of that, it only makes sense that if the Skull Trooper is expected to return here in Fortnite, it will most likely return into the item shop in about 3 weeks or so and be released for the second time into the item shop on October 26th and possibly up through November 26th as well. Now, obviously, I do have the Skull Trooper, and it is definitely one of the rarest skins or rarest items that I have in my locker, and because of that, I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts and opinions about Epic Games possibly reintroducing the Skull Trooper into the item shop. Originally, I used to hate the idea of Epic Games reintroducing the Skull Trooper into Fortnite just because it was obviously, and it still is, a very rare skin. It's a skin that I own. It's a skin that I bought when it was first in the item shop, so I definitely do consider myself a very OG Fortnite player just because I have been playing it since Fortnite Battle Royale first came out. But the thought of Epic Games possibly reintroducing the Skull Trooper into the item shop, it used to really annoy me, and it used to upset me and confuse me, and as time has gone on, I've just realized to not care. I really do not care if Epic Games brings back the Skull Trooper into the item shop, and I'm honestly hoping that Epic Games brings back the Ghoul Trooper as well, because the Ghoul Trooper is a skin that I really regret not buying. So hopefully, with the second Fortnitemares update, that hopefully Epic Games is scheduling to release here in Fortnite, maybe, and hopefully they will release both the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper. If that's not the case, I do think another very awesome thing that Epic Games can do to sort of respect and cater to the OG Fortnite players who have been playing for a year's time is maybe introduce different variants of the Skull Trooper that look different than the rare Skull Trooper. Maybe they're going to introduce a more upgraded or a different variant of the current Skull Trooper and keep the Skull Trooper that was back in the first Fortnitemares update very rare, very unique, and very OG. So I honestly don't care what Epic Games decides to do with the Skull Trooper. However, I do think a very smart idea that they should do to please both the OG players who do have the Skull Trooper and the new players who want the Skull Trooper is to keep the original Skull Trooper the way that it is. Don't release the exact same skin and instead make a different updated version of the Skull Trooper that is noticeably different but pleases both the OG Fortnite players and the new Fortnite players. So guys, please be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions about the Skull Trooper possibly making a return sometime later this month with the second Fortnitemares update here in Fortnite Battle Royale. Regardless, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. With that being said, I'll be sure to catch you guys later.